them how to appreciate by always striving for more. Live life to the fullest till God open heaven's doors. Open they third eye, prepare them for this holy war. Lorraine Rangers to be riders like a finishing car. Life ripped me apart when I buried my youngest boy. Skull Sherm dog in a finishing car. Life is too short, so my demeanor is war. I came up juggling peanuts, shootouts over real. Money brings envy, ain't nobody to trust. Plotting on my destruction, enemies got crushed. Down on our knees, praying somebody save us. Hood full of shooters, even kids quick to bust. Truant from school, they on the corners with us. Chasing that pot of gold that few of us touch. Got me praying to God. Got me praying to God.
So many things that I done been through, I'm still here, so with some things I have to attend to. Yeah, and it's a blessing, I'm still here alive. I got shot 02, 03, 04, and 05. You can't tell me that I ain't been tested. Look, all the times that I've been arrested, all the time I invested in these streets, I gave them half my life. No more with that foolishness, I had to make things right. They didn't see me in my points when I hung on vacation.
You say
They didn't see me on my low voice when I was strung out on Vegas. I want to thank you, Lord, for giving me patience, bringing me back to the land of the living. I'm blessed for all that you've given, and you've allowed me to see the error in all my ways. I pray you keep your hand on me all my days. And I want to thank you for your appointment. I got out of prison, and like a phoenix from the ash I have risen.
Oh, I see me. I see a picture. So do your maybe your I see y'all now. I see y'all now. How y'all doing?
Fine. They can't hear you right now because they can't respond because the music playing is getting ready to end in a minute.
Oh, okay. So what I'm doing here? What I'm doing?
We gonna just interview you and enjoy the conversation.
All right, let's do it. Oh, I just got in. I'm sweating. You look cute.
It's
Thank
your
you.
girl, Miss Kiwi.
Got on my face shirt.
What up, it's Fast Lane. Blessed to be in the
What
building.
up? Can y'all hear me out there? Can y'all hear me out there?
We hear you. We hear you.
All right. How everybody doing this evening? How's everybody doing? We have a great show for you all tonight. It is your girl, Miss Kiwi, along with her co-host.
Fast Lane 747 in the building.
And Miss Mink. Miss Mink is in the building too.
Yes, we have a great show for you all. We also will have a guest joining us in a minute. We're gonna let Miss Mink kind of give us our mission statement. Okay, how you doing? There she goes. She's on the screen. How you doing today?
Hey.
Hi, how y'all doing?
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Yes. So why not say it? This is the show of the century, I say, because we're getting ready to hit on a topic tonight that everybody likes to say, hush, hush, on. And, you know, as a part of our mission statement, we want to bridge the gap that is really messing up and standing between our youth and our season. So we want to let everyone's voices be heard. And we have a multitude of different types of topics. It's not just one topic. We want to be able to, for everyone to express how it is that they're feeling. So on tonight, we are talking about WBF-NBS. And Fast Lane, I'm going to have you to kind of give us a breakdown of what that means.
That's walking by faith and not by sight, you know.
Yes. Yes. 2 Corinthians 5 and 7. Most definitely. So to introduce our guest, Fast Lane, tell us who our guest is tonight.
Yes, well, we want our guest to tell us who it is. This is a very special person. She got a lot to tell us, and she's tapped in. She's one of them chosen ones to me.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. My
Hello,
name is Patrice
hello.
King, and I'm the cousins of the host on tonight, and I'm happy to be here and hey, indulge in this conversation. But we walk by faith and not by sight.
That's right. That's right. We have Minister King on the line, Minister Patrice King, and she is in here with us tonight so that we can get this topic going, walking by faith and not by sight. So I kind of want to just kind of give a little briefing of some things that, a couple of things that I found. I was really, really excited. We had a different topic for tonight, but this fell on Fast Lane's heart. And when it fell on his heart and he sent it to me, I was all like, oh, yeah, I will go for it. We could, so we talked a little bit through it. And, he gave a little bit of background as to why it is that he chose this topic. But like I stated, we tend to smooth this topic up under the table. Don't nobody want to really talk about that faith or, open up and talk about what your beliefs are. Hey, as I believe, and this may not be everybody, but me, myself, and I, if we deny him now, what gives us the right for him not to deny us when it comes time for us to be accepted into his kingdom? So, hey, we have to talk about it. We have to talk through it. And I'm not saying that everybody agrees with it, but, those that do, those that do will do too. So let's get this topic started. Fast Lane, what you got for us?
Walking by faith, not by sight. Well, it's believing in the unseen. You know what I mean? Like we know we need air to breathe. We can't see it, but we need it. It's very detrimental to have oxygen. You know what I mean? And it's deeper than that, though. You know what I mean? Because like during this journey of life, we always, we always tend to believe we in control of everything at times, and really we're being led. Even when we're lost, we're being led, and that's when you realize, like, when you don't have yourself, and it's a higher power guiding you, because you ain't know how I was gonna get there or how I was gonna end up in this position, or you just don't know which way. Period. You know what I mean? And at that very moment, a lot of times, like, he be teaching us and we don't even be knowing until we step out of that lesson and look back and realize, like, man, I ain't have a clue where I was going. And then you realize, like, dang, but I was guided and I was protected, and that's when you start realizing, like, even when I didn't know I had faith because he was teaching me. He showed me even when I ain't have myself, he had me, And when I say that, I know I ain't have myself at times, so I know I was protected and I had those angels around me, and that taught me that it was deeper than what we see with our eyes. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother energy besides these eyes. You know what I mean? So I'm very thankful that I was taught, how to walk by faith and not by sight, and that was through lessons.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
right.
So,
Well, you know what? I go ahead.
Miss Kiwi was getting ready to say something. We was gonna bring you on in.
Right. Because this topic finna get good. We want to go on and introduce our guest once again. Bring her on in and let her get started. Because, hey, we can't hold back. We got to get started. So, Miss King.
Well, first of all, I'm steady going. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, ma'am. We ready for you. We waiting on you.
Yes.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to give the biblical definition of faith.
Okay.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And just like he was just saying in reference to the air that we breathe, I'm going to give you another example of faith. Okay, where you are right now, you're sitting down. Did you check that chair out to see if it could hold your body weight? Did you check it out?
Come on now.
Or did you just sit down? You had faith that chair was going to hold your body weight, regardless of what your body weight might be.
That's right. That's right. You're absolutely right.
You didn't check it out. You didn't see it was home. No, you just sat down. And people have faith in everything and everybody but God. Let me give you another example. We work sometimes a week, 2 weeks, a month in advance before we get paid.
Come on now.
But we have faith to believe that we're going to get this check. Okay, we going to get this.
Come on now.
And those,
Yes.
But those that don't even work, those that have income coming in the mail, or you believe that mailman, he gonna put it in the mailbox when that time of the month comes, or put it on that card.
Come on now.
You got faith and you believe it.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That's faith.
That's faith.
Yes.
Okay, but a lot of people say, how can you have faith in a God that you can't see? The same way you have faith in those examples that I just gave.
That's right. Yes.
We walk by faith and not by sight every day in life. We believe that we gonna go to bed tonight and wake up in the morning. We got the faith to believe that.
Facts.
We got that faith.
Yeah.
But some people don't wake up even though they had the faith that they thought they were gonna wake up.
Right.
Some people don't.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Lord.
But we're blessed
Yes, we
because
are.
we woke up to see another day.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
Yes.
faith.
That is most
And
definitely.
even in reference to for this show, y'all had faith and believed that y'all were gonna be able to do this show. And you even thought you was gonna do it a certain way. But right here, he had the faith to believe that it should go in another direction.
That's
We
right.
are.
You showing out now. You showing out now. Come on now.
Faith.
Yes.
That's faith.
Yes.
You know, people make it seem like faith is something that's so hard, but it's not.
It's really not. Because
We walk by faith
And not by
every
sight.
day
Yeah,
of
I
our
was just gonna
lives
say.
as we're here on this earth.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even
Yeah.
those
And we
that
believe whatever we have planned out for the day, by faith, we believe it's going to
come
happen.
on now.
That's
there
right.
we go. You just took the words out my mouth. I promise you. She did.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to let somebody else talk a little bit.
No,
We
you
love
good.
it.
You
About
good.
faith.
I was just finna say that you right. I'm gonna piggyback off what you said, because when you every day, even though a lot of people don't practice it, they don't even know they practicing it though, because they be put in situations and they can go back and tell their family they was just put in it and they back there to see them again. So every day, everybody practice faith. Now, whether you want to admit it or claim it or whatever the case may be, we all practice faith every single day. It ain't a day that don't go by that we don't. But people don't even claim it or even admit that that's faith. Like you said, they rather believe in the man that they see not only in the mirror, but in front of them, as opposed to believe something that they don't see. But man cannot give you life. And man cannot take life. I don't care how he may try, but he can't take life. See.
And man, I don't know one man.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Faith is a principle. It works whether you on God's side or whether
Come
you're
on
on
now.
the devil's side.
Come on now.
It works.
Come on now.
Right.
Faith works. And I'm going to give you an example. When I was addicted to drugs, I had faith that I was going to get high every day. Do you hear me? I believed that thing, baby. You know what? And it came to pass.
Oh, you better know that. Why they say
All
watch
it
what you
is
ask for.
a belief. And
The
a
devil
lot of
is
people
a
that
lie.
don't even believe in a God, period, they have faith and they exercise it every day knowingly.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Yeah.
faith.
Yes.
But it is.
Yes.
Even the rich man has the principal understanding of faith. When he sow money into helping people, he have the faith to believe that that's gonna come back to him one way or another.
Yeah, most definitely. Investors,
We didn't
stocks,
get instructions on
everybody.
how to
yeah.
raise our children. We had faith to believe in how to raise. They didn't come with no manual.
I'm telling
Nope.
you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Pastor Lane, you were getting ready to say something.
Well, I basically was finna say that, as a man, I never rose over myself and breathed oxygen into my lungs while I was asleep. And I don't know nobody else do, but we all lay down somewhere along our sleep. We get comfortable, you know what I mean? Knowing that we still gonna breathe, but we're not breathing the air into our lungs. You know, even though our body is pumping, it's something that's breathing that oxygen into our lungs every night we sleep. And that's what, like a lot of us don't think about that part. Like, and a lot of us never, I don't know one person that stands over themselves and wake themselves up in the morning. Your body might wake up, but you didn't stand over yourself and wake yourself up by choice. Because if we had choice, a lot of people, like she said, wouldn't have died in their sleep. You know what I mean? Unless they chose that choice. And I don't believe they did. You know what I mean? Because it was an unexpected thing. You know what I mean? So we got to realize, like, every day we wake, when we go to sleep and we wake up, that's our first blessing. We didn't bless ourselves with that blessing. That came from the Most High up above, because we don't stand over ourselves and say rise every morning. No matter how you set that alarm clock, some people don't wake up to them. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's right. You're right. You're right. So I have a question. We basically, you gave the biblical definition of faith, and I've been doing a lot of studying, especially because we have Bible studies. So I read, I get my I do a scripture in the morning, and to me, faith is that challenge. It's not that I can see what faith is, but it challenges me every day to draw closer to what it is that I trust, And I've learned not to put trust in man, and that includes myself, because I do a lot of things that's out of character. But that's because of the human flesh side of me. But because of the faith in me and who it is that I have faith in, I know that my steps are ordered and guided in a different direction. So faith to me is that total trust in God, most definitely. Yes. What about you?
I believe that as well too, but I'm gonna say this as well. I believe that faith is also when things, bad things happen. As far as it's just not about good. I think faith also deals with bad things that happen as well. It that could be already destined. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's why he tests your faith.
You feel what I'm saying?
Our faith will be tested
exactly,
all the time.
Exactly. And I just feel like, people got to know too that in your wrongdoing, you still better have faith. Right. Faith to even think that God gonna have favor on you after the foolishness that you just did. You know what I'm saying? Right. You better a lot of people not gonna sit and say they got the faith, and it's nothing wrong with saying you have faith. You better try and claim faith. Yeah. You better claim salvation. You better claim something.
But one thing for sure, as long as we breathing, he gonna keep setting up them chess moves where you might not believe today, but you're gonna go through something that you're gonna end up going from faking it to realizing this is real. You know what I'm saying? That's when you get to that point where you can't help yourself. You know what I mean? I don't care how strong some of the most strongest people then got weak. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was something that gave them strength, even when they didn't know where it came from. You know what I'm saying? So, like, no matter where we go in this life, you can't escape them. That's why he said, "Come as you are." You know what I mean? Because he knew what we was gonna do before we did it. Right. You see what I'm saying? Them be roadblocks when they want you to think you gotta come all fly, or you gotta look a certain way, or you gotta be in a certain point in your life. No, because he said, "Come as you are." So that means no matter where you at in life, no matter what, you could be in the trap house, you could be in the church, you could be at work, you could go to the bathroom if you feel like reaching out to him. That's why he said he wanted us to be personal. You know what I mean? Right. Don't just wait till you get in front of your Bible to talk to him. You could be driving. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I put them in front of me everywhere I go, no matter what nobody else think. Okay. That's what they bought me this for. You know what I'm saying? And that came from faith, having to lose a lot to understand the difference. You know what I'm saying? See, some people could teach you about it, but when you go through it yourself, see, he had the lessons already set up for us. You know, so when we go through them personal lessons, that's that one-on-one with them. When you go one-on-one with them, them the whoopings that you really don't want. Until you get them, you appreciate them, because you realize like he wasn't trying to kill you. Right. He brought you through it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You didn't bring yourself through it. He brought you through it.
That's right.
Let me interject something right there. What came to my mind when you said that was, okay, I just went through this thing and it lasted for about a year and some months. I've been believing God for healing of my legs. And I'm telling you, I would get up every morning I would cry when my feet hit the floor because my legs hurt so bad. I would have to hold on to the wall to get to the bathroom. I went through this about a year and 3 months. But I didn't lose my faith. I still believed that God was going to heal me, even though I was in severe pain, chronic pain, every day for that year and 3 months. And I still thanked him in the midst of the pain because I yet still believed that I was going to be healed. I didn't give up. But I want you to know, when I came into 2023, baby, I came into 2023 pain-free.
All right.
And all I can say is, God be the glory.
All right.
I'm telling you, I mean, you could just tell the severity of the pain that I was in. It was written all over my face. You know, I'd be at school trying to be cool and stuff, you know, and they be like, Miss Patrice, you in pain, ain't you? And I'm like, why you say that? And they like, we see it all over your face. But I kept it moving. I was moving slow, but I kept it
all
moving.
Right now. They say a little movement better than no movement now.
I'm telling you, I had the faith to believe that God was going to heal me. I didn't know how long it was going to take. I had no clue. I thought it was going to be instantaneously.
Yeah.
But you know what? I kept the faith.
That be them tests.
Sister was walking slow. I was.
Hey, but you was walking though.
But baby, watch me now. I'm watching like a soldier now.
You was marching like a soldier then. You was just a slow one then.
I just want to encourage somebody not to give up because your faith is not moving as quickly as you want it to move in whatever you're believing it or working it for. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up. Hold on to it, because one thing about it, when it takes longer for your faith to be exercised, it's growing. It's moving to another level. That takes you to a higher level of faith. Because if you hold on and believe him a while for this, then it won't mean nothing for you to believe him for a little bit more. Your faith is increased. Each one of us were issued a measure of faith, but it's up to us to develop that faith. We was all issued the size of a mustard seed. You know how little that is? But it don't say that small. You have to develop and exercise it for it to grow.
That's
if
right.
you want something, you gotta plant it. And when you plant it, what you do, you put dirt over it. And when you put dirt over it, you put in darkness. You don't know light right there. No, it's in darkness. And it's in those dark moments that we have to exercise our faith.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
That's right. Because somewhere along the line, we're going to get a little water, and that water going to make us start to sprout. So, yeah, you have to.
You know. Yes.
Right.
That's the development part of it. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And with walking by faith and not by sight, I feel that by sight, things are possible. But when you walk by faith, it's walking. Things are impossible. Impossible. Whereas, there is no limits to the possibilities of what it is that you can be blessed with. No limits. And like you stated earlier, that the smallest, he doesn't expect you to start off with a huge amount of faith. If you just have that mustard seed, that little blink of an eye of faith, hey, let me tell you, he can take you a long, long way. Because I've always grown up, in the church, and I've had faith, but as a human being and within this human flesh, I've been tested so many times and have come through a lot of things. We all have a story if we don't stop and think about where we were and how we were brought out of it,
And just to piggyback off from when you said it's just a blink of an eye, if you just sit here and think about it, close your eyes. If you close them long enough, what's the last thing you're going to see is black. You're not going to see nothing. And black is the last thing you see when you blink. And a lot of us, when we blink, don't even have a chance to see the light again. So that just with that dark space, you got to make sure that you have faith. Faith will bring you a long way. A long way. So...
Yes.
But I'm just as you're walking every day and you're walking by faith, you're walking by faith, but who's to say as you're walking, you could slip in a pothole. You could step on a nail.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you're walking by faith, believing you're going to make that step to wherever you're trying to get to. But something can be a distraction and hinder that walk of faith.
Oh, yeah. You can look at that phone. You can look at that phone. That phone gonna take you down every time. Because you know people walk with their head in that phone. They be walking all down the street with their head in that phone. So yeah, bam, you know. So yeah, you better have a little more faith with that phone. So
yes, most definitely.
But I just wanted to quote this quote that my mother gave me, and it says, "Faith drive." Wait a minute. I gotta hold on because my eyes are. Faith drive us forward. Fear drive us backwards. Fear is faith in reverse. Can you hit on that a little bit, Sister Patrice, Miss King?
Say that again.
Can you hit on what I just read a little bit? You need me to read it again? It says, faith drive us forward. Fear drive us backwards. Fear is faith in reverse.
Okay, well, first of all, faith drives us forward because it's believing that we're going to continue to move forward. Fear moves us backwards because we become afraid of the unknown.
Yep.
So if we keep it moving forward, whatever we're believing that's up the road, we gonna get there because faith keeps you moving. It's an action word. You know what I'm saying?
Get there. It's gonna get there.
Taking you backwards because you're afraid to walk forward.
Yes. You become stagnant.
Walking backwards, you're gonna fall into a ditch or something. You ain't supposed to be walking backwards no way.
Exactly. That's right. You know,
hey, that remind me of, that's just like the like they say with the windshield. You know what I mean? They said that's why they made the windshield so big and the rear view mirror so small. You know what I mean? Because that windshield, you're supposed to see everything in front of you, and what's behind you, you're supposed to have faith that God got you. That's why He made that little mirror so small. You really ain't supposed to worry about what's behind you so much. It's about where you're going, not what's behind
That's
you.
right. That's right. Yes. Yes. I was looking at looking at, you know, as I was studying, and that hope is what's to come. I mean, what you want to see in the future. So God gives you hope for what He's setting you up for the future. And that faith, it is that you are believing that your future is going to be hopeful driven. So your dreams, you know, a lot of people question, well, you know, you can't dream and have faith. Oh, but you can, because that dream is just like that hope, because it's what it is that you want. I mean, what God is going to bless you with in the future. And dreams are even in, you know, our Bibles, or what else, you know, what other people may read as far as with their faith, but it's in there. It's a part of the word. It really is a part of the word. So yeah, we all have dreams. It's how it is. What faith do you have to back those dreams, to get towards those dreams? Yes, believe. Yes, most definitely.
How much you gonna believe in that dream? You know what I mean? Do you have faith that it's possible? That's believing the unseen again. You know what I mean? It's like really knowing it's gonna happen, like manifestation.
Exactly.
You know that you gotta have faith in order to manifest. You know what I'm saying? Like when you really got faith, then that's the power of manifestation. Like I was speaking as far as like a lot of wealthy, they mastered the fact of really believing that it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And they block out all negative energy. They don't let nothing distract that belief. And you gotta know that belief, what they know is it wasn't just given to them. I mean, they didn't create this. This was something that they know it was put in them and also passed along to them. You know what I mean? It's a secret where they know that if you totally believe, and you got to be believing in something. In order to believe, you got to be believing in something besides yourself, especially when you can't touch it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So in order to be able to move that and make that happen, you got to have faith. You can't believe in something without faith. You know what I mean?
And that's true. That's true. But I'm going to tell you, though, society and social media, I think, kills a lot of people's faith because they start to put faith in idols, meaning things and what people look, the things people dress themselves up with, and the clothes we wear. And
that's why he told us, do not worship false idols. You know what I'm saying? We idolize man, and like me myself, I'm a spiritual. I'm more spiritual. I learned to be more spiritual because when I look back at my ancestors, they were spiritual beings. They knew how to worship. They would come together as tribes and worship, and you know what I mean, like they had faith because they had a direct line. When they would pray straight to the Most High. They would pray directly to Him, and doing that, you know what I mean, that separates all those false idols and worshiping man, or you're praising man, or you got to go through man to try to reach your Father when He told you to come directly. You know what I mean? The first church house supposed to be within ourselves, which meaning your church house travels with you. You see what I'm saying? And wherever you go, if you want to have church, you know what I'm saying? All it takes is two people agreeing and believing. You know what I mean? And before you know it, He's in the building, and He's moving us around like that. That's what He wants as His children, being spiritual beings. We're not planted in one location. You know what I'm saying? We're moving wherever we go, whether it's at work, driving down the street, or whatever, you know what I mean? Right. And that plays a major part of the energies we dealing with right now. Yeah, it's a lot of distractions, but doing these distractions, it also shows you the difference in those that believe and those that don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of followers. A lot of us follow anything. We looking for something to believe in so bad. But that was part of a plan, though, to detach us from what we knew. We knew to pray directly. When times get hard, we get on our knees and pray, even if you didn't have faith. You know what I mean? You could be really going through something. Real. And at that moment, you will learn how to pray. And it didn't matter what you called them, you gonna call on them. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much we distracted, that's the thing. Like, my faith believed that the devil ain't got that much power as we think. And one of the ways to conquer him is by ignoring him. Even when he get in front of you, you realize I got to go around him. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, he knocked me down, or he put these distractions in front of me. But it was for me it was a test of my faith. It was a test of my strength. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I've learned to do. I didn't have it like that. I'm still learning. You know what I mean? But dealing with all these different distractions, with these accesses through our phones, people calling with their bad days when you having a good day, you got to know how to curve that devil, no matter who it is. Like, okay, well, hey, look, I'm going to talk to you a little later. Right now, I don't really want to talk about nothing negative. And to me, I feel like it might seem rude at the moment, but really, if they take that in the right way, they will learn to do that with others that's calling them with all kind of negative energies, where it's like, okay, somewhere along this line, we got to get control over the things we attract or allow into our world. And it starts with how we communicate. Communication is everything. So when we talking wrong languages, or we talking negative energies, you know what I'm saying, it's going to affect us. But when you walking in faith daily, you learn to start directing that traffic. Like, I don't want to talk about that, man. We ain't finna talk. You know, even though we know it's real, we know the devil's real. You know what I'm saying? But he don't really have the power we give him. Because we give him power. We give him too much power. And when we learn to ignore him, and you know God got you, he can't touch you. You know what I mean? That's what's real facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll talk him into killing himself. He can't physically come harm us, because when God say he got us, he got us. But the thing is, we're so weakened by what we see, by sight, by what we see on TV, or we so attracted to the riches when we don't even know what to do with the riches. You know what I mean? If we called upon to help our people with them, then it's valuable. But if you destroy your people with it, what is it really worth? But see, that all comes back to us knowing thyself. We realize it's way more. We look outside our body to find a lot of things, when really he put all the answers within us. You know what I'm saying? We just have to tap into self more. You know?
That's right. Yes, yes.
You know what? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you make a good point, and that is so true, because I'll, just kind of share a little story. So, my son has gone into the Army. And he has never, he's grown up around our oppressors, white people, and have befriended white people and so on and so forth. So actually dealing with racism, he ain't never experienced that. oh, but since he done been in the army,
Yes,
he has
yes.
had an experience with that, you know, in the form of that devil trying to strike him down from what it is that he's trying to achieve. You know, so he had a situation where a white guy had told one of the sergeants that this big black guy threatens him, you know, and they were in and the only reason why I knew about it was because he had called home and we ended up talking to one of the sergeants. I ended up talking to one of the sergeants, but he filed a complaint with the sergeant telling them that this big black guy was threatening him. And he's very nervous around this big black guy. Well, come to find out, that was all a lie, because Tyree told him they were all in line, and he said he wasn't the only one that was telling this little young man to be quiet, to shut up, because they was getting in trouble because he kept talking and kept doing things. And Tyrese, the sergeant said, you know, Tyree takes to heart. He's very proud of Tyree because he takes to heart what it is that their creed stands for. And so that did my heart good, because it wasn't that I was just hearing that he was telling me this. This was actually what the sergeant was saying. And he told me, he said, don't worry about nothing because he's going to be okay. It's just that, you know, naturally when things are being brought out, they have to do an investigation and all that stuff. But I say that to say that the enemy comes in all forms, shapes, sizes, colors, creed, everything, to try and destroy you. And my message to Tyree in front of the sergeant was, you don't hold your head down for nothing. You keep your eyes on God. Keep your faith. No weapons formed against you shall prosper. None whatsoever. You there for a mission. You already know what it is that you're trying to do, achieve, and overcome. I said, so you keep that faith. And I even wrote him a letter and sent him a letter. But before it was that I knew about all this that had happened, I had wrote this letter and mailed it to him. And all of that was in the letter. All of that was already in the letter. So it was a reason that that letter was written, and I sent it, because then later I found out about this. So it was just that encouragement, you know, for him to know. And he did. He said, you know, he told me, he said, thank you, Mom. I needed that, and so on and so forth. He said, but I'm not worried about it. He said, because I'm going to hold my head up, and I know that I'm going to be faced with those type of enemies. He said, but that's okay. I'm still going to do what it is that I'm supposed to do. Okay. Well, that's, you know, so.
Yeah, because a lot of time you got to understand that God has things already in alignment. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about he trying to get you to get in position. It's already, you going to get in position no matter what. He already done put and laid it out to how it's going to turn out, how it's going to start, how it's going to begin, in, and all of the above. So, yeah, the enemy is busy, but God is yet busier.
Yeah, that's why we can't give that enemy we can't give him that much attention.
No credit.
You know, it's like this, like he said, we can't worship two gods. You know what I mean? It's like, if you know he got you no matter how busy the enemy is, no matter how that devil could be right in front of you, but like they say, when your arm's too short to box with God, I ain't worried about him trying to fight, because I know who got me. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna stay busy.
But a lot of people, like you say, give the devil too much credit. You know, we start talking about what he doing. A lot of times we tell him what to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We tell him how to attack us. Instead of speaking life, we speaking death.
Okay.
You know
all right now.
Oh, I got a headache, and you know what, your body gonna respond to that headache.
Not to cut you off. We got a caller. Not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
How you doing, caller? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right now, state your name.
Hey, Kiwi, it's Cleophas. I'm trying to talk about the things that y'all talk about.
What's up, Mr. Cleophas? We haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yeah, I've been over with my little shooby-dooby.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. So what you got to say about this topic we on?
Oh, man.
Walking by faith and not by sight.
But see, this is the thing. When you walk by faith, you got to understand that faith is faith. And that means, hold on, how do I break this down?
Wait a minute. Well, first,
Okay,
let me make
go.
sure I heard you right. Did you say faith is faith, or did you say faith is fake?
Faith is faith.
Faith is faith.
Faith is
Okay.
faith. Faith.
Yeah, let me break it down real
Okay, well,
quick.
come on, break it down for us.
Okay, y'all remember in the Bible it talked about Abraham and Sarah.
You have 3 minutes too.
Okay, Abraham and Sarah. What happened with Abraham and Sarah in the Bible is Abraham, God told Sarah that she would have a child later in life. And Abraham, he believed in God. He was God. This is why people of the children of Israel are blessed today, right now as we speak. But what happened was Sarah lost faith in what God told her, that you would have a child later in life. So she gave her husband Abraham permission to lay with a handmaid, which he made a child. I can't remember if his name was Ishmael or Esau, but
It was Ishmael.
and this is why we have, it was Ishmael, okay. So this is why we have the division here between the children of Israel and the Arabs, because the Arabs feel like since Ishmael was the oldest son, he should have got the blessing. But what they fail to realize is Jacob, who had to change his name to Israel, Abraham's son, was born in wedlock. So whether Abraham was blind or not, when he picked the blessing was supposed to go to Jacob, Israel, the children of Israel, the people that we have here today on earth. It was supposed to go to them because Jacob was born in wedlock and Ishmael was a bastard. But if Sarah would have had faith, there would have never been an Ishmael.
Okay,
Well,
so go ahead, Miss Meek. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was getting ready to ask Minister Patrice to, respond to our caller.
Well, first of all, you say that Sarah lost faith. I wouldn't say that she lost faith. I would say she got impatient with her faith. That's why she had him to lay with her handmaiden, because she got impatient because she was getting older. But see, that table turned.
But God told her she would have. It's in the Bible. God told her that she would have that baby later in life, like old age in life. God told her that and prophesied to her about it. But the problem was she truly didn't believe. If she would have believed, like I said, there would have never been an Ishmael. There would have just been a Jacob. And right now, these people are fighting for Israel. Right now, but they brothers and sisters. But no, they ain't brothers and sisters because they know that they brothers are over here in America. That's why they over there doing all that shit to Israel, throwing bombs and everything, because they know them are not the true people.
We're going to invite you to our Bible study because we learned, we've been going from Genesis to, we're in, getting ready to go into Leviticus right now. And I want, because I know the story. Okay, thank you. But I know the story of what it is that you just stated as well. So, yeah, we would love for you to, come on in so that you can, kind of hear a little bit of the story and understand as well. Most definitely.
So now when you get to dealing with Leviticus, that's when you get to talking about the foods that you can't eat. So before you open up that can of worm of Leviticus, you know you can't eat shellfish no more. You ain't supposed to eat pork. It tell you all of that in Leviticus. That's the Leviticus tells you about the food that you can and you cannot eat.
Well, that's the reason why it is that I'm trying to learn, because believe me, I'm trying to clean this temple, clean this temple. And what better to do it with than the knowledge? Knowledge is key. Along with the faith that I know that he will change me. So we really appreciate you calling in, Cleophas. It's Cleophas, right?
Cleophas.
Yeah, this is Cle to the fair.
Okay.
Thank you, Cleophas. You have a good one.
Yeah.
Good night.
All right.
Cleo.
Shout out to Cleophas. Hey, if you want to tune in to this conversation, you can get in on it. Call 515-599-1687. Call 515-599-1687. We still got a little time, just a little time. We'll be wrapping it up shortly, but hey, call in, talk to us.
So I have a question. How does faith and prayer connect? I kind of heard Fastlane allude to it, but how does faith and prayer connect?
Well, me personally, you gotta believe in what you're praying for. And in order to believe in that, you got to have faith that it's real. So you can't go asking for something that you don't even believe in because it ain't going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that means, see, God know how we going to feel before we feel it. So he knowing that if you don't believe what you asking me for, that means that you got a small percentage up in you that still doubt me. So now I got to teach you until you got full belief that when you pray to me and you believe I got you, that means I got you. And like Yasha told me one day, he was like, Uncle, you ever think about when like when you praying, you pray for something and you turn around and you pray for something and you keep praying for something that you showing God that you don't believe that the first time you asked him for it, he didn't hear you. You know what I'm saying? So you go ask him again and keep praying for the same thing. But when your faith is strong, you get to a point where when you pray for something, you put it in front of him, that's that. I ain't going to even ask him again because I know you got me. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. And I talk it like I'm all the way there. I'm not all the way there, but I know it's real. You know what I mean? Like, that's you got to believe in what you ask for. That's why they say be careful what you ask for.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
but see, a lot of people
understand that faith moves God. Faith moves God. You gotta have faith and believe in what you're praying. If you not believing it, you ain't got the faith, it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
And just because you have
just hitting the ceiling and coming back down.
Yeah, and just know this as well. Just because you have the faith does not mean he's finna do the microwave with you. Everybody, a lot of people got that microwave faith.
Yes.
That's that put it in the microwave, it's done in 10 seconds. And no chicken ain't done in 10 seconds.
It ain't healthy like
you
that.
know, so
when you cook your food like that, it's not healthy.
It's not. You
it's
know,
not healthy. That microwave.
He wants you to put love and affection and
let it
you know, put your feet into it. You know,
he
don't want you to shortcut him. Exactly.
Like,
marinate.
Marinate.
You know.
People put a lot of faith in churches, in the building. It's not about that building. It's about your relationship with God.
Right. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That building ain't going to answer one prayer for you. That building ain't going to do nothing for you. We come there to fellowship and worship and praise God.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just like the pastor, the minister, God's servant. He gives them the knowledge to share, but he also give it to you too.
Yeah,
exactly.
They only instruments. They reminding you. They just reminding you of things that you might not have been paying attention to when God trying to tell you something. And it just so happened today, like he gonna remind you, whether you heard it from him. That's why they say don't pay attention to the messenger, pay attention to the message. And that's where a lot of us get caught up. They tripping off the preacher or how he lived. That's his personal life. God ain't never told nobody He never told nobody that we're perfect. Y'all gonna be perfect, no matter what position you play. You know what I mean? Because he might have a bunch of flaws, but he might save somebody just from that word he might have gave him. You know what I mean? And that could be anybody. You could be walking down the street and somebody might be having a bad day, and something led you to just speak to him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what color or creed. You never know how you might be driven to be used. He using us all kind of different ways. So we have to learn not to pay so much attention to the messenger, and pay attention to the message.
Let me give you an example of that. I was walking, this was some years ago, I was walking to the bus stop to go home from work, and the people in front of me, I just seen them moving over to the side. I'd had a bad day at work. And anyway, and I was wondering why they was moving to the side. So as I continued to walk, it was a drunk man coming my way, walking toward me. And that man stopped in front of me, stood flat-footed, wasn't leaning or nothing. And he say, "Sister, God loves you." And I needed to hear that at that time. And God used that man that was drunk. He sobered him up long enough to tell me that.
That's right.
God will use anybody if you allow him to use you.
Come on now, he spoke to a donkey. Come on now.
I'm telling you.
That's why he said be careful when you're entertaining strangers, because you never know when you're entertaining an angel. Because you never know who he gonna use and send your way. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to be open and faithful, knowing even negative situations, if you really got faith, you know he put you in that situation for a reason. See, when you start turning all negatives into positives, then what can hurt you? It's all a lesson. Even when I lose and I learn from it, that means I still won because I didn't gain knowledge from it.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So that's how you want us to think. That's when you know the devil can't harm you. See, when you thinking like that, what can they do to harm you? Because in your heart and your mind, you're being driven by faith, where it's like, I know he got me. So that means even if, I might have hit the curb and my tire might pop, it was meant for me to stop right there, because it might not have been meant for me to make it to that destination. We just don't know.
Right.
You know,
That's right. Yes. Well, you know what? This has been really, really good. And we will have more, segments like this. And Minister Patrice, we most definitely would love to have you back on, as it is that we continue this walk, because my walk is a daily walk. Hey, we all have challenges. We all have things that we go through. As it has been alluded to, we are not perfect. Nobody is. And we cannot pass judgment on each other, because none of us are perfect. And if we think we are, self-check, look in the mirror, make sure, because you're not. You're not.
That's right.
So, we just have to, keep continuing that search and trying to learn, checking ourselves, and oh my God, pray. Prayer is key. Prayer really is key. It is key. And out of the mouths of those that even say that they do not believe, when they are in trouble, the first thing they say is, "Oh my God," or "Help me, Lord," or they even say a little prayer or ask somebody to pray. But you told me that you did believe. Oh yes,
you're right.
That's because he said you're gonna call on them one way or the other.
That's right.
He ain't say how it was all gonna be the same.
That's
but
right.
you gonna
every
call on.
knee shall bow, and every tongue shall confess. Yes. So we really thank you for joining us this evening.
I have enjoyed it. It has truly been a blessing. Yes.
Can you leave us with a good night word?
Huh?
Can you leave us with a good night word?
Yes, the good night word is, when you get ready to go to bed, touch that bed by faith and make sure it's gonna hold you up.
All right. All right, man.
Walk by faith and not by sight.
Why not say it? Yes.
All right, we're gonna hear from our two co-hosts in the studio.
First Lane, you got any final words before?
Well, I just want to say, when we leave today, believe in them, believe in yourself, and walk by faith, not by sight. You know what I mean? And if you pray for it once and believe that it's going to happen, know that it's going to happen. And that's the power of manifestation. You know what I mean? Believing into it and moving it with faith.
Yes.
All right. Until the next time, we appreciate all our listeners. We appreciate the ones that called in. We definitely appreciate our guest, Mrs. King. We love you. We would love to have you back again. And faith.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the word for the day, faith.
That's right.
Till the next time. We love you all. Thank you. Till next Friday.
Yes. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Love you all.
Love you too.
Walk by faith and not by sight.
Yes. Why not say that?
Yes.
If God is real, the devil must be too. That means it gotta be a right and wrong thing to do. But see, we all got our own choice to make. Choosing a life of sin, sealing your own fate. For me, I'm gonna choose living for the better. Through all my ups and downs and any type of weather, I'm just gonna chill and repent, getting my life together. Living for God, no